Welcome back to my channel. This is part 2 / outfit 2 of me thrifting a denim jacket into firstly a corset style top, so that was video 1. So in today's video I'm going to be taking the leftover material from a denim jacket that my friend very kindly donated to me and making this little belt style corset. I want it to go under my boobs, have a piece of boning in the middle, and then sort of curve up, potentially curve up, or just go straight around and then tie at the back. This is the leftover material. Let's hope I have enough and that this video is successful. Yeah, wow, it's pretty bad. If you would like to see how I go at making this denim corset belt, then stick around. Okay, so this was the original denim jacket that I got off my friend and that I started with to make my first piece. And this is what I have left to work with. She's looking interesting. So to get started and make my pattern, I'm using the corset top pattern that I used to make my Saucy Cindy outfit, or the Saucy Cindy top. I just forgot how badly I'd done the pieces, so wish me luck. I'm tracing my very rough pattern pieces onto some butcher's paper. Okay, now I am going to cut out my pattern pieces. I tried to sort of change it slightly, just to make it shorter, more of a belt. And then I'm going to flip it over and trace it onto the other side. Yes, it does look exceptionally messy. So I've cut out the two front left pieces and now I'm flipping them over to draw up the two front right pieces. And then I will just cut those two pieces in half. And I'm cutting up all my front pattern pieces. So I did the same thing with the pattern pieces for the back, and now I am cutting them out, which I'll then turn over onto the opposite side so I can get the two back right pieces. So now I am tracing up my two back right pieces. And cutting them out. I'm tracing my pattern pieces onto my material. So I'm doing this on the right side of the material so I can see exactly what piece of denim I'm getting. So underneath this one, there is some of that distressed effect on the fabric, which I want for the front. And now I am cutting out my pieces of fabric. Now I have the front pieces all cut out and the back pieces. I'm going to start by attaching my front pieces. So I'm just doing a 1.5 centimeter seam allowance and stitching them right side to right side. So just to explain what I'm doing now, I have my front left piece and my front right piece. I'm only going to put one piece of boning down the middle. So I'm going to take 0.5 centimeter off of the left side so that when I fold the seam allowance under, which will have the piece of boning in it, it should sit in the middle, rather than if I sew it in the middle, I'm going to have to pick a side to fold it to, and then I'd sort of have a piece of boning just randomly sitting to one side. And so I'm just cutting off that 0.5 centimeter. And then I'm just doing the same as I've already done for the others. So just pinning it 1.5 centimeters from the edge and sewing it right side to right side. Now I'm measuring up and cutting my pieces of boning. So I've marked 1.5 centimeters from the top and from the bottom, which I then cut. Then I'm using a lighter to heat seal both ends. And I'm stitching the boning into the seam allowance. I'm now top stitching the boning towards the center and adding another top stitch in 1 centimeter from that for effect. I'm sewing my front and back side pieces together, top stitching the same way I did with the pieces that have boning under them, and again adding in that jewel stitch for aesthetics. And I'm stitching my other side together. I'm ironing on some interfacing where I'll be stapling my holes to add my eyelets. And also adding a couple of pieces of interfacing to the front left and front right peaks because I ran out of boning. Then I'm pressing where I'll be adding in my eyelets. I'm stitching up the section I just pressed in preparation for my eyelets and stitching about 1/2 mil from the edge. Moving on, I'm hemming up my edges. So I'm measuring about 1.5 centimeters all the way around, which I'm then pinning up. I'm sewing up the hem on the base of my belt and doing the same round the top. When I get to the front middle peak, I'm keeping my needle in, but picking up my presser foot, twisting my belt, and then putting it back down so that I can sew nice and neatly across. Now I'm marking out where I want my eyelets to go and whereabouts I'll be punching my holes. I'm taking my leather hole puncher and punching in the holes, so just making sure that it goes the whole way through. Then I'm pushing the eyelets through the holes I just punched. Okay, so now that I have my holes stapled in and I've pushed my first eyelet piece through, I place it onto this sort of mini silver hammer. Then I put my spacer on top so that the eyelet has something to connect onto, put that silver bracket on top, and then hammer it on to get my fully formed eyelet. Now I've added in all my eyelets on one side, and finally they're done on both.